Figuring out which saxophone to start with is a hard choice to make. There's millions of options out there, so I want to make that easy. I'm going to show you one of my personal favorites that's come through the shop so far, and that is the Buffet Crampon Prodige Alto Saxophone. Stick around. Howdy everybody, my name is Andrew King. We are here at Alamo Music. Don't forget to visit us at alamomusic.com. We have so many of these instruments available and all the other ones for you to choose from. So today we're going to be talking about the Buffet Crampon Prodige Alto Saxophone. Luckily we are here in San Antonio, Texas, where we have a huge convention hall, and luckily we also have a bunch of cool conventions that come through, and so whenever that happens, we get to have our friends over at Buffet, Selmer, Yamaha, come by the store and everything and show off what's new and what's, what's going on. And this is going to be one of them. This year, this is the release of the Prodige Alto Saxophone from Buffet, a great student to intermediate level, in my opinion, alto saxophone that plays fantastic, is great for children's hands, and just plays good all around. And definitely check out the demo later. It's going to be really good. So with this saxophone, I just want to talk about what this kind of brings to the table. This is one of those horns that on the website it's talking about how it's a student model and everything, but it has a lot of great intermediate qualities that I think make it just really powerful to play, especially for a beginning student. The bore is good, everything, like when it's blowing through it, just feels nice to play. All the way up and down, everything reacts really well. So if it's set up really well, the saxophone just plays great. I definitely recommend it just for that alone. You can't get much better than that. Now, the cool part about it, I think, is that while there are some different things, and we'll get into like the different kind of aspects of the saxophone, one of the things about it that's different, in my opinion, is definitely the keys. The key placements, especially on the right hand. I think this is a great instrument for getting out of certain bad habits that students can kind of find themselves in when they play. Especially if you're just going kind of the public school route where you're just playing like the student model saxophone. A lot of the keys are going to be more around like the neutral area, and it's very easy when you're playing those kind of saxophones to wrap your hands and have it so that your finger pads and everything, or your fingerprints and whatnot, are going past the pearls, right? What makes this a very special kind of saxophone, in my opinion, and how they've kind of crafted it, especially on that right hand, is that the key heights are a little higher, so it's a little bit harder to kind of get past those pearls, and you still have it in a neutral hand position. So when I press down on the keys, I'm very much playing, it's not really like, it's hard to have a bad habit on that hand, and that's kind of one of the harder parts for a lot of saxophone players, especially as they grow. So this really does lend itself well to it. I do really enjoy kind of the placement of the left hand as well. The ergonomics on this are just very special. I do think that if you have larger hands and you're walking in on this instrument, definitely get some, either raise up, get like a repair tech or something to raise up your palm keys, or put some risers on it. I do think they're a little low for someone with bigger hands, but I think that if you're like a 6th grader or you have a student that's getting into the saxophone and they're able to kind of swing getting on this kind of instrument, this is fantastic. I think this is a great upgrade from any kind of like your usual YS 23s, any of your normal student models, your Selmer AS400s, that kind of thing. I think this plays great for that. It's very much in line with what I know about the Senzo, which is the professional model of from the Buffet Crampon series. It's not like their 400 series. The Senzo is a great horn that has different kind of finishes. They have like the butt copper and whatnot. This one's very much in line with that. The biggest difference though is that this is going to have rib to body construction, which basically means that the posts and everything are not going straight onto the saxophone. And I think that really lends itself well to the fact that this is also being made as a lightweight horn. If you go to the website, you can find kind of descriptions about it, but basically this is definitely going to be made for just little dudes, little dudettes, just little guys that want to get into the saxophone but can't really hold up a heavy horn for a long period of time but still want to have that kind of quality playing. A lot of more modern instruments are going towards that lighter route, and this is kind of going in that same realm. But for an intermediate, I think it really works well for someone that's trying to improve and get better at the saxophone. It really promotes good habits. It plays really well up and down, especially when it's good set up. The intonation is fantastic as well. I was able to kind of find my pitches very easily, and they were kind of the same throughout, even if I kept my embouchure the same. So it plays really well with good habits. So if you have a student that's wanting to upgrade to a new horn, or that you have a student that is just starting out and they can swing in this is going to be usually online for around $2,700 plus sales tax and whatnot in your area. This plays really well, and I highly recommend it. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a second. So what did you think? I really enjoyed playing this horn. I got my rep come by, his name's Donnie Todd. He came by, dropped it off and everything. I got to play it for a couple hours. The horn just plays great up and down. I also think it's just a really unique saxophone, which I think is very special. It doesn't really kind of follow the same kind of form factor as a lot of others. You got your screws, your neck screw, and your lyre screw that are going to be on the side of the saxophone, which is kind of unique. And the bell flowering is also very different as well. It's not as wide, so that kind of gives a different kind of projection maybe to the lower end notes. It's not a huge difference or anything, but it does aesthetically look different, and I think that's very special for certain saxophone players who just want kind of a different kind of horn. So that definitely lends itself well to those kind of aspects. Again, the ergonomics on it are fantastic. I really think that this is great for smaller children. I think they paid attention to a lot of the issues that, say, a smaller child, 6th grade, under 5 feet, not a lot to lift up or anything. It really helps with that kind of thing. So I'm very much a fan of it in that regard. But please tell me what you think of the saxophone. Check it out. I really recommend it. We're going to have these in the store soon. If you have any questions about it, please get in the comments, let us know, leave a like, and hit the bell icon if there's anything you want to see coming in the future. That'll give you the notifications on your phone or your email. And I really appreciate you watching, and have a wonderful day.